Well, let's talk about love, shall we?
We shall.
You know, over the phone, because, you know, internet, phone, stuff like that. The dating sites, you got things like Tinder and Match and all that stuff. A lot more common. People just pick up the phone, they text for a date.
Right, but are you texting the wrong thing? Julie Almond, she's a local matchmaker with It's Just Lunch, here to tell us exactly what is the right way to communicate. And Julie, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me back. Appreciate it.
Don't you think that texting is one of those things that people enjoy texting almost more than talking on the phone now?
Yes, or email or anything else. So texting is definitely a generational thing. So for that younger generation, it's simply all they know. For everyone else, the allure really comes in hiding behind that screen and being a little bit bolder and being able to talk a little more freely.
Okay.
So you can even, and also, you know, you can sit there and, you know, put a smiley emoji or something while you're actually looking terrible, and
You can,
know,
yeah.
you know,
It does
sort of
hide
present
a little
facade.
bit too. Yeah, definitely.
All right, so what are some of the things that will be wrong? Because I know you've got some tips for people. The first one is being more formal than you need to be.
And this is something at It's Just Lunch that I'm telling my business professionals all the time. You're not scheduling your next business meeting, so keep things light, fun, flirty. It's a date, and so definitely not to be too formal.
Not, I will see you at approximately this and this and this.
Yes, exactly. Keep it light and fun. Also, oversharing, or TMI, as they say.
You don't want to sit there and spill your whole life out and every concern and problem you have.
Save it for the date. I mean, not maybe all your problems and issues, but the lengthier conversation. Don't send text messages that read like a novel. To be honest, they become annoying and boring pretty quickly.
Right, I
so
was
definitely something not to do.
Keep them short.
Yeah,
no
short
more
and
than
sweet and
3
flirty.
lines. Okay, on the whole thing about being attractive, it is always unattractive if you're a Debbie Downer.
It really,
Or a Dan Downer. It's not just women, folks.
yes, it is across the board.
I gotta help it.
It is across the board, with gender, with age. Singles want someone who's positive and passionate about life and what they do. There is nothing like having that in black and white, a negative statement. So don't start texts with, I can't stand my job, I hate this. It's sending a signal about who you are.
No one likes a complainer.
No,
Yeah.
no one.
Yep.
Like I said, across the board.
But also, you know, as far as just being too aggressive, too pestering or probing or impatient, because that can push people away too.
I'm going to tell you it's one of the biggest deal breakers, and we can almost pinpoint it in relationships at times. So everyone lives a really busy, hectic life. So if you text someone and they don't get back to you right away, don't send 15
Don't freak
follow-up
out.
texts. You know, so send your fun, light text and give that person a reasonable amount of time to get back to you.
And if they don't get back to you, guess what? They got your text.
They got your
just didn't
message.
get back
They
to
got
you.
your message,
Yes.
for sure.
Right, exactly. I can only imagine the kind of, when you're sitting down with a client and they say these things, this is really, I mean, informal surveying of people and what they don't like.
It's so enlightening, it really is. And so I take all of that information and try to use it in my date coaching.
You know, we had a story on the air in the news earlier this week that might interest you. Someone did a study, and they found that, I think it was actually the Match people, the people who run Match and Tinder, found that if there's alcohol involved in the first date, you're more likely to get the second date, because people tend to be loosened up and more relaxed, a little more conversive, and more of just more themselves.
Sure.
I thought that was kind of
Have you
interesting.
found that?
Well, it goes along almost with texting. There's a certain casualness to texting. When you add alcohol to a date, things become a little more casual as well.
Right.
So it can be a good thing, but you also have to be careful with it. One of the faux pas that I have to bring up is sexting. And so that is where those texts get a little steamy.
So it's a little past flirting.
It is a little past flirting. And so this is where they get a little steamy right out of the gates. And let me tell you, I want it to be known, you're not a prude if you're not enthusiastic about those free-spirited texts. If someone likes you enough to potentially want to date you, they're not going to do that prior to a relationship. So the faux pas would be in texting strangers or someone you virtually don't know. And it gets a little gray because you have this casualness of hiding behind a screen. And so if you are interested in more than a casual relationship or a hookup, knock it off.
Right, because if you're
Knock
sexting,
it
that's the
off.
message you're sending is basically you just want to hook up.
It is.
Right.
You're right.
I love
Yes.
how straightforward you are
Knock it
about
off.
this. That's just the way it goes. All right. Good information, Julie.
you.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank
Thanks.
you.